Hello and welcome to this episode of Math. I am your host. We're just going to do a few of the final exam practice problems. So for the first one, we want to get x by itself. So the very first thing we have to do is we have to get rid of this 4. So how we're going to do that is we're going to flip everything by 4 over 1. And we're going to multiply by 4 over 1. What happens is these 4's cross out. So now you're left with x plus 2 is equivalent to 4 over 1 times 2, which is equivalent of 8. Next thing we're going to do is the last thing to get x by itself is we're going to subtract, because if this is an addition, we need to subtract. So we're going to subtract 2 from both sides. So now x is equivalent to 8 minus 2, which is 6. Okay. Additionally, if we plug this 6 in here and say, all right, that is 6 plus 2 is 8, divided by 4 is indeed 2. So that checks. So x equals 6. For the next one, it's the exact same thing. If there's a 3 on the bottom, we're going to multiply by 3 over 1. We're going to multiply by 3 over 1. What happens is these 3's go away. Okay? 30 times 3 is 90, so y minus 6 is equivalent to 90. Now, instead of this being a subtraction, what we're going to do to get rid of it is we're going to do an addition. So we're going to add 6 to both sides, add 6 to both sides. Y is equivalent to 90 plus 6, which is 96. Okay? All right, if we come down to this guy over here, what we have to do first is we have to work on getting x by itself. However, what we have to do first is get rid of this guy. So if this is a negative 6, we're going to go ahead and add 6 to both sides, add 6 to both sides. X over 4 is equivalent to negative 5 plus 6, which is equivalent to 1. Okay? Well, if x over 4 equals 1, now we multiply everything by 4 over 1, 4 over 1. Those go away. X is equivalent to 4 times 1 is 4, so x is equivalent to 4. Okay? That's how you get x by itself for a two-step equation. Last but not least, if we go down to this guy right here, we have to do some distribution first. So how we do this is FOIL. It's an awful lot of FOIL. This is 3 times x minus 3 times 4. So this becomes 5. Keep him for a second. 3 times x is a positive 3x. 3 times a negative 4 is a minus 12. Equals, FOIL that. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times a negative 1 is minus 1. Okay? Now what we can do after we get this far is we can combine our like terms. We have a 5 and we have a negative 12. Those come together to make a negative 7, right? So 3x minus 7 is congruent to 2x minus 1. In this case, you add 7 to both sides. Add 7, subtract 2x, subtract 2x. You will get x is equivalent to negative 1 plus 7 is 6. I believe x equals 6 on that one. Okay. If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to send me an email. Thanks so much.